Hello, my dear friends. Today I'm going to show you Neurographica Algorithm, how to grow your self-confidence. My name is Julia. I'm a certified Neurographica specialist, and I would like to share my knowledge with you and to show you how to do everything correctly. So what we are going to need for today, you will need a notepad to write down your list of words. Also, what you will need a Sharpie. It can be a thin Sharpie, or it can be thick Sharpie. But if you only started drawing Neurographica with a fine point, it will be easier for you. So for the start, it's easier to pick up a thick Sharpie. What else you will need? You will need a pen to write down your words, and also you will need colored pencils. Also, if you would like to use something instead of your colored pencils, you may use highlighters like that of any colors. And for example, I have highlighter as a flower, so each color can be used separately. And what else? Also, you may use such pens, and also you can use watercolor if you want to, but for the watercolor you will need special paper. Okay, so let's start. First of all, you need to take your notepad and to write down your topic. Today we are going to work on the topic. So let's call it topic 1. Let's call it I am confident. So if you feel insecure sometimes, or you're not sure what to do in your life, maybe you lack self-confidence, and Neurographica is a good way to work on this problem, because it looks like it's just an art, but it's not just an art. It's a deep science which connects your mind with your subconscious mind and helps you to rebuild your neuron connections in order to create new programs for your brain, and to start thinking in a new way, in a very healthy and safe way. So what we are going to do, after you wrote down the topic, you need to set up a timer for 2 minutes. And during these 2 minutes, you need to write down any words that come up to your mind. So I will set up my timer. Just a moment. So I will set up for 3 minutes. That's fine. So and during those 3 minutes, I will just write down all the words that will come up to my mind. Okay, it can be any words. I will write in my native language, because my native language is Russian, and my brain is thinking in Russian language. So for me, it's easier to write down the words in Russian. So now 3 minutes finished, but you can set up timer for 2 minutes. That's not a problem. And if you see that your words are absolutely not connected with your topic, it's absolutely fine, because we are activating our subconscious mind at the moment, and sometimes it's just a chaos in the words, so that's absolutely fine. So next, at the moment we activated neuron connections in our brain, and now we are going to rebuild those neuron connections in order to become more self-confident, and there is a special algorithm for that, and I will show now. I will show you that algorithm now. So we need vertical. So we need to position our sheet of paper like that. And so now what we need to do, we need to remember 5 events in our life when we were absolutely self-confident, when we were absolutely happy about ourselves, when we praised ourselves, when we celebrated victory in our life. So you need to remember 5 or 6 events, and each event we will draw as a circle. For example, as for me, I'm trying to remember when I was absolutely happy with myself. So I think the first event was when I entered the university. It was very difficult to enter because the competition was very high, but I managed to enter it, and I was really proud of myself. So this is my university entrance. What else? In fact, when you are insecure and not self-confident, it's really difficult to remember anything that you are proud of, because we often disvalue our achievements, and we think that there is nothing special about it. And for me, that's a problem. That's why I decided to draw this algorithm, and it's really difficult for me to remember anything special. Okay, I remember when I was at school, and I was 6 years old. I was the student who was the fastest in reading, and teacher praised me and told me that it's a very good achievement. So I remember that. What else? Well, when I was proud of myself, it's really difficult, because now I remember only when I failed, when I didn't pass exam or something else. It's really difficult for me. Okay, what else? Maybe, okay, so when I gave birth to my second child, I was proud of myself because I didn't die, and my child was healthy, and so that I coped with the situation. Also, really difficult. I feel that I have like a resistance in my mind of praising myself, of admitting my achievements, and that's why I decided to work on it. Okay, maybe, yeah, I'm feeling that I have a problem of admitting my achievements in my life, and that's why it's so difficult to grow self-confidence, because when we don't just notice it and take our achievements just for granted, that's the problem why we don't have self-confidence. I can remember happy events in my life, but I really... Okay, so when I was accepted to the job, when I got job offer, and next one, when okay, when I came to the United Kingdom after the war started in Ukraine, I was really proud of myself because it was really difficult to leave everything behind, my house and everything. Okay, and now in the center of your picture, you need to draw a circle of yourself. This will be a circle of yourself, and I will change my marker to this. And now we need to start drawing neural lines, showing your mind that you would like to grow your self-confidence based on the events in the past when you achieved something special, when you were proud of yourself, and you need to emphasize those events for your brains and give it a signal that he needs to remember it better. Okay, so I'm starting to draw neural lines connecting my achievements with a circle of myself. Okay. So these neural lines should be wavy, and they should be not the same, like they should be different all the time. And make sure that you connected all the circles with the circle of yourself. And when you're drawing these neural lines, you are showing your brain that your self-confidence is growing based on the positive events from your past. Now I feel that the circle of myself still is very small, and I still feel a little bit insecure as a little child who lost her mother. So I need to enlarge circle of myself. And when I'm doing this, I'm feeling like in my heart, my insecurity disappears, and I feel myself bigger. I feel that I'm not this innocent child anymore, and I feel stability, I feel stability. So when you finish doing that, what you need to do, you need to round up every single intersection on your page, because we need to show our brain that we are ready to change our neuron connections to a new one. And at the moment, we have a lot of interconnections and angles on our paper, and our brains believes that any sharp angle is a conflict. And if we have inner conflict, we cannot act, we cannot do anything. Because we just want peace of mind. So because of that, we need to smooth and round up everything. So how to do this? For example, I have this intersection, and I need to draw like a smile inside it, and color it. So I had an angle, now I don't have it, so now I need to make another, rounding up, and I need to round up like that every single corner. And what is important in the in this technique Neurographica, that the better you feel yourself during this exercise, the deeper you have a connection with your brain, and the more effective will be the result. How can we make the connection with our subconsciousness deeper? As far as you know, our subconsciousness is not just some abstract part in our mind. Our subconsciousness stores its information in our body as well. And it means that when we are working with our subconsciousness, in order to activate it better, we need to listen carefully to our body. It means that during this exercise, I need to get connected with my body as much as possible and try to feel anything unusual which I have in my body. For example, what it can be? It can be slight feeling of resistance. For example, you feel that you don't want to do this exercise. For example, something distracts you, or you feel like there is some stupid exercise and you just don't want it. It's called resistance. Why we have resistance? Because our brain doesn't like changes, and he thinks that the best thing in life is stability. Yes. And what does it mean, stability? It means that even if we don't like our life, we are often afraid to change it because we don't know what we will get. Even if we don't like our life, but at least we already know the problem, yes? And when we are starting to change something, we are often scared because we don't know what to wait from the next step. And our brain doesn't want us to be in danger, and that's why it's very difficult to make any changes in your life, to create new habits, because our brain protects us and doesn't allow us to change anything. So that's why it's so difficult to gain a new habit. Or for example, when we get to a new place, we often get scared because we don't know anybody. For example, we may not know the language or don't know the people or the law, and we often get scared. Yes. Why? Because everything that is unknown is scary. So this resistance can be manifested in your body as, for example, little dizzying, like dizziness, or it can be a headache, or what else can be? You can feel that you're difficult to breathe. What else? Your legs may become heavy. You don't need to be scared about it, because it just it means that you started to change your brain, and maybe some negative energy is coming out of your body, and you just need to watch it. It's just like, imagine that you're a sky, and this negative energy that is coming out of your body is like the clouds which are passing by, and you just watch them. Sometimes people, even when they start rounding up the intersections, they have difficulties with that, and they can't understand what they need to do. So it means that their brain is not flexible and doesn't like changes. But you just need to continue, and eventually you will get what you want. So if you look at this picture, what I'm doing now, you may notice that these shapes look similar to neurons. If you Google, for example, neuron connections, you will see that neurons look like that. So and to make these neuron connections stronger, yeah, so we need to round up everything and try to do it as smooth as possible. So so now I'm going to stop my video and to finish all the rounding up, and I will continue telling you about the next step. Now I finished all my rounding up, and we can move to the next step, to the coloring. So today I'm going to use my colored pencils for that. And before we start, I will remind you the main rule of coloring in Neurographica is that you need to color you need to color two elements which are located next to each other. I will give you an example. For example, I will pick up green. So this element I would like to color in green color, and this element. So, and it will be like that. Oh, I noticed that I missed one rounding up. I need to do it. So you need to color next to elements. It can be 3, 4 and more elements, but you make sure that you don't color, for example, one element alone, for example, like pink, and all the elements around this pink element will be another color. You need to at least 2 elements next to each other to color in one color. And as for me, I like to create flows in my picture. For example, if I start flow from the top, I will continue this flow, imitating like a colorful flow. If to explain what I'm doing now from the scientific point of view, so I need to tell that we are creating even stronger connections between newly created neurons on our paper. Yes, and if you follow my tutorial, if you followed my tutorial, you may notice that the process of rounding up is very satisfying, is very calming, and my clients who were working with me individually, they told me that they felt absolutely peaceful during this rounding up, and they didn't have any thought in their brain, so absolutely no thinking. And if you ever try to meditate or pray or do some spiritual practice, I think you know that it's very, very, very difficult to make your brain keep silent, at least for a moment. Yes, I don't know why I'm doing so much green color on my paper, but if you ask yourself, why do I need green for myself at the moment? Nobody is able to answer this question better than yourself, because when you ask a question, you direct it to your subconscious mind, and only you and your subconscious mind know the answer. Yes, there are some definitions of color and everything, but only you know the best answer. And when I ask myself, why do I color almost everything in green color? And immediately I got the answer that for me, green color symbolizes growth. it's like a green grass in spring, or leaves of the trees, or something like that. And it's logically it's logical that you are insecure and not self-confident. Of course you will not do anything, and of course your life will not change and your life will not improve. Yes, so nobody is telling that we have to be arrogant, yeah, because sometimes we just mix up these two things. We think that to speak about what you want and what you need, sometimes people think that it's arrogant. It's not self-confident, but it's arrogant. But I think it's not true, because arrogant means that you don't care about others. You don't care about others' opinion, and something egoistic, something like that. But self-confidence means that you know what you are, that you know what you are capable to, you know what you can give other people, and you don't hide it. You don't pretend that, because sometimes we can procrastinate, or we can stop us from doing something just because of laziness, not insecurity. Yes, sometimes not, so we don't know. Surprisingly, this time I don't feel much reflection in my body, because usually my reflection is very strong. Sometimes I cry, sometimes I feel dizzy, but this time the only thing that I noticed, that I had a really big resistance to start doing that. I wasn't sure how to start doing that, but I coped with that, and now I'm doing that for you. Oh, I noticed one more mistake. So Neurographica can be used as self-counseling. You may use main algorithm of removing restrictions, but why it's better to work with a teacher or neurographic coach? Because neurographic coach can ask you very exact, direct questions in order to make you give answers that will help you to understand the problem. But of course, sometimes you may just relax, turn on some music, and just round up quietly and see what is changing in your mind, what is changing in your feelings, and how you felt before you started drawing, and how you started feeling after Neurographica drawing. But you just need to remember that, first of all, Neurographica is a very effective tool, but it's not a miracle. It doesn't mean that sometimes, yes, miracle happens after Neurographica, but still you need to do something. For example, in case of this is my sharpener. In case of this algorithm, we are growing our self-confidence. It means that, yes, we started building new neuron connections in our mind, but along with that, you need to help your brain to remember events or things when you were proud of yourself, when you achieved something, not just to humiliate yourself and say that, oh, it's nothing about it, nothing special. No, it's not so good sometimes. So when I didn't finish that bit. So I would like a little bit of red color in order to give more energy to my new neuron connections. Yes. So what is the next step? Next step is we need to make one of the our shapes really bold. It's called fixation. So I would like to make myself bold because this is the principle of this algorithm. So I need to take another Sharpie, which is a little bit thicker, and just to make this shape outstanding. So I was grown in post-Soviet Union culture, and I can tell you that in our culture, people, when they raise children, they are afraid to praise their children too much, because they believe that if you praise your child too much, it will he or she, they will grow up arrogant, egoistic, and as a result, our parents didn't praise us much. They praised us, but not so much. And in our culture, lots of people feel insecure, and the life is hard in our country. So as soon as you made the circle bold, you also need to round up all newly created angles, showing your mind, showing your brain that there are no conflicts. For example, I can give you example of a conflict. For example, I want to be self-confident, but I don't want to be arrogant. And this is a conflict because in my mind, self-confident means arrogant, and I'm not self-confident because I don't want to be arrogant. But as I told you before, it's not the same. It's not the same, and this is the resolution of the conflict. And we are making this resolution, showing our mind that there are no angles, no conflicts, everything is smooth, everything is all right. It's okay to be self-confident. We will not harm anybody. We will just tell what we want and do what we need to do, what we have to do. Okay, as soon as we finished with the circle, we need to draw, it's called power lines. So power line, it's a line which represents help from God, universe, other people, anything external, because we need to understand that we are not alone in this world, and world is friendly to us, and we need to accept help. Yes. So, and to give my brain understanding of that, I need to draw a power line. So it should be, for example, like neurographic line, for example, like that. But again, it should be thicker than usual neurographic lines, and I need to make it thick. Opa. Oh, sorry, it's my language. Okay. So again, as you see, creating this line, we created new angles. And what does it mean? It means that sometimes when somebody wants to help us, and for example, we don't want to accept the help because we feel that we are not worth it or something like that. or when we receive help from somebody, it creates some changes in our life that may seem as a disturbance. So what we need to do, and as a result, we don't accept it, yes, and we create some anxiety or something like that. So what we need to do, we need also to round up all the intersections then which this power line created. So as soon as I finish drawing my power lines, I will round up all the all the intersections and angles. And while I'm doing that, I will tell you a little bit more about Neurographica and how I met it in my life. So I met it not so long time ago, but it changed my life totally. I experienced a lot because I came from Ukraine to the United Kingdom with my family, and my condition wasn't good, but I didn't have money for counseling, of course, because I just came here. And thanks God I discovered, my friend told me about this technique, and I'm very grateful to him, and I believe that he was guided by higher forces, because I really needed something like that. And now I created more than 100 drawings of Neurographica, and all of them worked for me. Some of them work better, some of them if this topic is really difficult for you, maybe you will have to make several drawings, not 1, 2, 3, maybe 5. But with every drawing you will feel better and better and better. Your health will be improving, your sleep will be improving. So I can tell you that this is a completed drawing, and now I can tell you that I feel more self-confident. And when I'm looking at this circle, and I remember this circle represented myself, and if you remember, in the beginning I was this tiny circle and I became bigger, yes, and I feel some stability in myself. I feel that I'm grounded. I feel that I'm not arrogant. I'm just who I am. That's it. And I wish all of you to feel the same experience. And if you liked my tutorial, please tell me in comments what you felt, which reflection you had, and what kind of topics would you like to work on in the future. Thank you. Bye.